Take a deep breath. God is here.
When the noise inside my thoughts grows louder than the world around me, I come before you with empty hands and a tired heart, unsure of which way to walk or which voice to trust, feeling the weight of choices that blur together and paths that no longer look familiar, carrying questions that circle without answers and fears that whisper, I have somehow missed the right turn. Yet even here in this fog, I sense that you are not startled by my confusion, that you see the wandering of my mind and the ache of not knowing, that you understand how easy it is to lose direction when the days pile up and clarity fades. So I breathe slowly in your presence and admit that I do not see clearly, that I am searching for meaning like a traveler reading a map in the dark, longing for a quiet sign that tells me I am not alone or abandoned. And if it feels possible in this moment, gently draw my heart closer to yours so I can rest here without pretending to have answers. I linger here a little longer, aware of how uncertainty can make even familiar ground feel unstable, how confusion seeps into decisions and colors every memory with doubt, as if the future has become a hallway with too many doors and none clearly marked. And I confess that I am afraid of choosing wrong, afraid of standing still for too long, afraid that my hesitation means I lack faith. Yet you meet me in this fragile honesty and remind me without words that faith can exist alongside questions, that trust can breathe even when direction is unclear. And as I sit with this truth, my shoulders loosen and my racing thoughts begin to soften, realizing that losing direction has not pushed me outside your care, that you remain steady even when my inner compass spins. So I ask for patience to wait without panic, courage to move without certainty, and humility to accept guidance I did not expect. And if you are near right now, let my heart lean toward you instead of running ahead on its own. There are moments when I replay the past, searching for the place where clarity slipped away, wondering if a single choice unraveled the sense of purpose I once held. And this remembering leaves me tired rather than wise, because hindsight offers questions but rarely comfort. Yet you invite me to lay these memories down instead of carrying them like proof of failure, showing me that confusion is not a verdict but a season, one that can teach gentleness toward myself and trust toward you. And as I release the need to explain everything, I feel a quiet permission to be human, to admit that I do not always know what I am doing or where I am going, that sometimes the bravest thing is simply to pause and breathe, believing that you still guide even when I cannot trace the path. So in this unsteady place, I open my heart again, and if you are willing, whisper reassurance into the parts of me that are afraid to take the next step. As I move through these days that feel unmarked and undefined, I notice how easily comparison creeps in, how seeing others seem so certain makes my own confusion feel heavier, as if I am lagging behind some invisible timeline. And this quiet shame tries to convince me that being lost means being left out. Yet you gently undo that lie by reminding me that every journey unfolds at its own pace, that direction is not a race but a relationship, and that you walk with me rather than ahead of me with a stopwatch. So I allow myself to stop measuring my life against borrowed standards and instead notice the small signs of your presence already here, the breath that steadies me, the thought that calms me, the subtle strength rising where exhaustion once lived. And in this awareness, I choose to stay present instead of panicking about arrival. And if it feels safe to do so, let my heart trust that your timing is not delayed but deliberate. Sometimes the confusion feels less like a crossroads and more like a fog that refuses to lift, where every direction looks the same and even prayer feels uncertain, as if I am speaking without knowing what to ask for. And I worry that my silence or scattered words might disappoint you. Yet you meet me here too, showing me that you listen beyond language, that you understand the groans and half-formed thoughts I cannot organize. and that my uncertainty does not weaken our connection, but deepens it, because it strips away performance and leaves only honesty. And as I sit with this truth, I realize I do not need perfect words or a clear plan to remain close to you. I only need willingness to stay, to breathe, to keep turning my face toward you even when my eyes cannot see far ahead. So in this quiet tension between knowing and not knowing, I reach out again, and if you are listening now, hold my heart steady while I wait for the fog to thin. In the stillness that follows my questions, I begin to notice how confusion often uncovers deeper longings, revealing not just uncertainty about direction, but a desire to feel anchored, seen, and held by something unshakable. And I recognize how easily I chase clarity as control, hoping answers will quiet the fear beneath. Yet you invite me into a different posture where trust matters more than certainty, and presence outweighs explanation. And as I sit with this shift, my breath slows and my heart learns that it can rest without immediate resolution, that not knowing does not equal failing, that waiting can be an act of courage rather than avoidance. And even as doubts still hover, they no longer shout as loudly, because something steadier is forming beneath them, a quiet assurance that I am being led even when the map is incomplete. And in this fragile hope, I lean closer to you. And if it feels right in this moment, let my restless thoughts soften as I place them gently into your care. As days pass without clear signs, I notice how easily confusion can harden into self-doubt, making me question my worth and usefulness, as if direction defines value and uncertainty erases purpose. Yet you quietly remind me that my identity is not suspended while I wait, that I am not paused or overlooked simply because the path feels unclear. And this truth loosens something tight inside me, allowing me to see that growth can happen even in stillness, that roots deepen long before movement is visible. And as I reflect on this, I begin to understand that direction is often formed in hidden ways, through patience learned, pride softened, and trust strengthened, even when nothing outward seems to change. So I release the urge to label this season as wasted and instead honor it as sacred ground. And if my heart is open enough right now, gently help me believe that I am still becoming who you are shaping me to be. When I feel pressure to force an answer or rush a decision just to escape the discomfort of not knowing, I sense how fear tries to take the lead, urging me to move quickly rather than wisely. Yet you draw my attention to the quiet strength of discernment that grows in unhurried spaces, teaching me that haste often clouds vision while patience sharpens it. And as I slow down, I realize that confusion does not mean inactivity. It means listening more deeply, observing more honestly, and learning to recognize which voices bring peace and which only amplify anxiety. And in this slower rhythm, my heart begins to separate urgency from guidance, noise from truth, and even though clarity has not fully arrived, something steadier is forming within me, a calm readiness to move when the time is right. So I remain here with you instead of running ahead, and if you are near in this moment, help me stay attentive to your quiet leading rather than my loud fears. There are moments when I fear that my confusion has somehow disappointed you, that my inability to see clearly reflects a lack of devotion or trust, and this thought weighs heavily on my spirit. Yet you meet that fear with gentleness, reminding me that you are not measuring my worth by my certainty, that love does not withdraw when understanding falters. And as I sit with this realization, a tender relief washes over me, allowing me to release the pressure to perform faith instead of living it, to admit that I am still learning how to listen, how to wait, how to follow without seeing the whole picture. And in this honesty, my heart feels lighter, less guarded, more willing to remain open even when answers delay. Because I begin to see that confusion has not broken our connection, but has drawn me closer in vulnerability. So I stay present in this truth rather than hiding behind false confidence. And if you are patient with me here, let my heart quietly rest in the assurance that I am loved even in my uncertainty. As the questions continue to circle, I notice how easily confusion can tempt me to retreat inward, to isolate my thoughts and carry the weight alone, believing that no one could truly understand this restless uncertainty. Yet you gently remind me that I was never meant to navigate these moments in isolation, that your presence does not depend on my clarity but on my openness. And as I allow this truth to settle, I feel less alone with my thoughts, less burdened by the need to resolve everything privately, because something healing happens when I acknowledge that you are already here within the questions themselves, steady and attentive, waiting not for solutions but for honesty. And in this awareness, my heart begins to loosen its grip on control, learning that I do not need to hide my confusion to be close to you. I only need to remain willing to be seen. So I stay here without armor or pretense. And if it feels safe in this moment, let me rest in the comfort of knowing I am not carrying this uncertainty by myself. In this long stretch of not knowing, I start to recognize how confusion has slowed my pace enough for deeper questions to surface. Questions not just about where I am going, but about who I am becoming along the way. And this realization feels both unsettling and sacred, because it asks me to look beyond outcomes and consider the shape of my heart. Yet you remain gentle as you reveal that direction is not only about movement, but about alignment, about learning to recognize what brings life and what quietly drains it. And as I reflect on this, my attention shifts from chasing certainty to cultivating attentiveness, noticing the subtle nudges, the quiet warnings, the unexpected peace that appears when I pause instead of pushing forward. And even though the road ahead is still unclear, I sense that something within me is being tuned, refined, prepared to hear you more clearly when the moment comes. So I choose to stay receptive rather than resistant. And if you are shaping me in ways I cannot yet see, help my heart remain open to your work instead of rushing past it. There are times when the weight of indecision makes me fear that life is slipping by while I hesitate, that moments are being lost because I cannot see the next clear step, and this thought stirs anxiety deep within me. Yet you quietly remind me that nothing lived with you is ever wasted, that presence matters more than pace, and that even pauses carry meaning when they are held in trust. And as I sit with this reassurance, my urgency begins to soften, allowing me to see that this season is not empty but filled with unseen work. Moments of awareness, lessons of surrender, breaths of grace I might have missed if everything were clear. And in this gentler understanding, I feel permission to be exactly where I am without shame or panic, trusting that you are not counting my steps but caring for my heart. So I remain here without rushing ahead or falling behind. And if you are walking with me now, let my soul find peace in knowing that timing held by you is never lost time. When clarity feels distant, I begin to sense how much I have relied on my own understanding to feel safe, how direction became a shield against vulnerability, and without it I feel exposed, unsure, and small. Yet you meet me in this exposed place and show me that safety was never meant to come from knowing everything, but from being held by you, even when I know very little. And this realization shifts something deep inside me, allowing trust to replace control, surrender to soften resistance, and faith to breathe without demanding certainty. And as I rest in this gentler posture, I notice a quiet strength growing, one that does not rush to define the future, but remains rooted in presence, confident that guidance will come when my heart is ready to receive it. So I release my grip on the need to predict every outcome and simply stay attentive to you. And if you are teaching me a deeper way to trust right now, help my heart remain open even when understanding lags behind. As I sit longer in this space of uncertainty, I begin to notice how confusion has stripped away illusions I once leaned on, revealing how often I define direction by comfort rather than truth. And this realization feels tender and unsettling, because it asks me to trust you beyond what feels familiar or safe, yet you remain close, not pushing me forward but steady beside me, teaching me that true guidance often begins when familiar paths fall away. And as I accept this, my heart learns to stay present without demanding reassurance at every step, discovering that courage can exist quietly without noise or certainty. And even though I still do not see far ahead, I sense that I am not drifting aimlessly, but being gently repositioned, aligned in ways I cannot yet name. So I remain here without resisting the process. And if my heart can receive it now, let me lean into this moment, knowing you are shaping direction, even when it feels hidden. When the longing for direction grows heavy again, I notice how easily my thoughts wander into imagined futures filled with fear or disappointment, and how this imagining steals the strength meant for today. Yet you gently draw my attention back to the present moment where grace is already waiting, reminding me that clarity often unfolds one step at a time rather than all at once. And as I return to this now, my breath deepens and my heart steadies, learning that I do not need to carry tomorrow before it arrives, that being faithful to this moment is enough. And even though uncertainty still lingers, it no longer feels like an enemy, but a companion that keeps me close to you, attentive and awake. So I choose to remain grounded here, rather than lost in what might be. And if you are guiding me through this present breath, let my heart stay anchored in today while trusting you with what comes next. As the journey continues without a clear destination, I begin to see how confusion has softened my judgments, teaching me compassion for others who walk with unseen questions. And this shared vulnerability reminds me that being lost is a human experience rather than a personal failure. Yet you meet me here with quiet wisdom, showing me that empathy often grows in places certainty never could. And as this understanding settles, my heart opens wider, less defensive, more willing to move gently through the world without needing to prove direction or success. And even though my own path remains undefined, I feel less alone in it, sensing that you are using this season to widen my heart as much as to guide my steps, shaping me to recognize grace in others and patience within myself. So I remain attentive to this inner work rather than rushing past it. And if you are present in this awareness, let my heart stay open enough to receive what this season is teaching me. As I hold this gentler awareness, I sense how confusion has slowly untangled my need to appear certain, teaching me that strength does not always announce itself with confidence. Sometimes it simply stays present when answers refuse to come. And in this quiet endurance, I feel a new kind of resilience forming, one that does not depend on direction being clear, but on trust being alive. And even when doubts return, they no longer overwhelm me the way they once did, because something steadier has taken root beneath them. A calm willingness to keep walking even when the road remains unnamed. And as I notice this shift, I realize that I am not the same person who first entered this fog, that waiting has changed me in ways movement never could. So I stay here without forcing resolution, honoring the slow work happening within me. And if it feels possible right now, let my heart remain open to this quiet strength. You are growing inside me. As I stand here now, still without every answer, yet no longer afraid of the unanswered, I realize that even in confusion, you have been guiding me quietly toward trust rather than certainty, teaching my heart that direction is not always revealed through clarity, but through closeness. And this realization feels like a gentle dawn breaking inside me, not loud or dramatic, but steady and warm, reminding me that I do not walk alone and never have, that your presence has been constant even when my sense of direction faltered. And as I receive this truth, I feel my spirit settle into peace, willing to keep walking step by step, without demanding to see the whole road, choosing faith over fear and trust over control. And in this final moment of surrender, I draw near to you once more. And if my heart is ready, let it rest fully in your hands as you cover me with your gentle blessing, filling me with quiet courage, renewed hope, and the assurance that even when the way feels unclear, your light is enough to guide me forward.
Breathe for a moment. God is here. He wants to hear you. If this touched your heart, subscribe for more.